Mm.
Yo, 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 yo.
Yo, Debo, what's going on?
Oh, spilled milk Mondays from the time I woke up since last Monday. So, going pretty well. How about you?
That's a lot of spilled milk. I was just thinking that intro. I was trying to think of who that intro reminds me of. It's like Robert Goulet, but they used to do. I think Will Ferrell did like a Robert Goulet impression on Saturday Night Live, and I think it's the impression that it reminds me of, and not actually Robert Goulet.
You saying Robert Boulay or Michael Bublé?
Robert Goulet.
Robert Goulet. I'm hearing Michael Bublé, and that just might just me because I only know Michael Bublé and I don't know who the other guy is. That's probably why. But
No, there's Robert Goulet, and then there was like a Richard Steele.
Okay.
He did like covers as lounge songs, I think. So he would do like Rage Against the Machine lounge style.
Oh, okay. This isn't the guy? There was a guy that was doing like rap songs, but he was doing them lounge style for a while. I saw him in concert.
Yeah, I think it's the same guy.
Is that the same guy? I saw him in concert. He's pretty freaking hilarious. But I can't. Maybe that's his name because I didn't know. Was he on a movie where he ended the movie and he was like, he was like, I can't even think of it. Or whatever. He was bringing it down, but it was a rap song. But he was totally doing it
That
lounge.
means nothing to me.
Yeah, I know it means absolutely nothing to nobody, but it's fine. That's probably your guy. I'll look him up before we're done. Thank you. Yes, he's like, dude, let me show you who this is real quick. But that's who you think that guy is. I don't know. It's got a weird tune to me too. It's definitely got the jazz feel for it. But what was that guy's name? Was that Tony? Yeah, that was Tony that came in and recorded that one for us. But what do you? I mean, I think a challenge to myself at some point. I think I'm going to have some different people in each show if I can to get some different recordings in. We both. Is that still your favorite out of all of them, or are you still big on the other guy?
That's still my favorite, but the death metal one is growing on me.
The death metal.
Yeah. Oh, Richard Cheese.
Oh, you got us. You got
Richard Cheese is the guy who does the lounge music.
Is that my guy or your guy?
That's the guy you saw.
Okay.
Who I'm talking about. Who we both got his name wrong until I just Googled it.
Did you just pick that out of my brain? He's like, no. The guy you're thinking about is what I'm telling you about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought I was thinking.
Yes, correct.
All right, brother. Well, season 2 shall start out with this. A shout out to all those who helped us out with season 1. And brother, I wrote it down, Hank, but there's a whole
shout out Gas Cap Lady.
Shout out Gas Cap Lady, right there from the front. But wait, what's Hank's full name?
Hender Tucky.
Hender
Hank.
Tucky Hank. Hender Tucky Hank. How are him and the dog getting along?
Not good. The dog was circling the igloo this morning and just barking so much that all 4 paws were coming off the ground.
Oh my gosh.
And Hender Tucky Hank's just cowering inside of the igloo.
Well, you know what's nice is I think by the time that Hank gets full grown, he'll take your puppy because that guy's your puppy's not too big. He's got a lot of fight. They'll scrapping that guy, but I mean, I don't know. It might be a good fight. He'll push him off sooner or later. I think they'll get along.
I mean, how big do groundhogs get? I don't know.
Good size if you feed them. That thing, you hold.
I feed him kale and veggie dogs.
Okay, that'll work. I guess I'll have to bring an expert in to find out if that's okay or not. But no, just they get good size. Like they're not like a squirrel. You're thinking of like a squirrel. It's only going to grow because that's you're going to hold them like a double football. He's a good,
Damn.
yeah,
All right.
bro. I don't know if you know what you got yourself into.
That's gonna be a fair fight before too long.
That's what I'm saying, because the puppy's not too bad. Okay, shout outs here. Gas Cap Lady. Of course, a shout out to her. Where would we be? Where would we be without Gas Cap Lady?
The lady who started it all.
It really is. I mean, if she hadn't done that in front of me that day, who knows? I'd have been like, dude, I don't want to do it. Screw it. I have better things to do. But somebody paid it forward. Paid it back. There it is. Here we go. I got my list. I'm gonna see if I can get them out. Tell me if I'm wrong. Chris Sove, Chris Sorensen, Chris Fabia, Dante Perez, Bogdanita the Business, Adam Jacoby, Steve Gomez, LA Premiers, Boxer, Jeff Slagle, Jeff. I always mess up his last name. What is it? Toth. Thank you very much, Jeff Toth. The wife and kids, we always mention them. The dog, don't want to forget about them. Skylar and Jasmine, appreciate you guys here. Erica, Dominguez. I always mess that one up. She had the baby, by the way. So she came.
I think I messed that up in show.
What's that? You messed what up a show? Oh,
her last name,
Dominguez. I get it wrong. But they had the baby. And they told me the name, and I completely forgot it. And so
healthy baby,
exactly. And so we're excited for them. We're always going to be praying for them, hoping that things are going well. Dude, I can't ever say that you'll have the joys of having an infant, but I can tell you from personal experience that it is both joyful and the opposite of joyful in context of something you've never done before. That's the best I can do. That's the best way. But it's still there. It's a lot of fun. You're going to like it. And we're wishing them the best, especially during this post-COVID, pre-COVID. I don't know where we are in COVID. We're just somewhere in COVID. Okay, Bill from England. And
good old Bill.
And last but, of course, not least, G in the sound booth, making sure we sound good so it's no longer my fault. Did I miss anybody, dude? On my
shout out Eric Mickelson. I don't know if it was our underground season or season 1, but he was on one of the early episodes.
You're right. You're right. On Beaches, Eric. You told me, and I wrote it down. I didn't say it. Sorry about that. Shout out to Eric, and shout out same team, our sponsor from the first season as well. I don't know if you call it a sponsor or a mindset. But definitely something we agree with here. But you know what's funny? Over the weekend, I got my sweater back. I visited the Nitas and social distance as always. And I showed up. I said, Debo, you left your sweater here, and my eyes got huge because I was like, is it my same team sweater? They're like, yeah. I was like, yeah. I've been looking for that thing, obviously, since I left their house, which is how many years, COVID ago, right? So I got my same team sweater back, and I went jogging with it this morning, actually. I threw it on. It's cold this morning. And Debo out there 6:30 in the morning, and it's not every morning that I look like the guy dancing on a treadmill. It's not every morning, okay?
Sure.
But on good mornings, I'm the guy dancing on a treadmill. I without a doubt. I'm the guy dancing on a treadmill backwards. I'm definitely that guy. And this morning was definitely almost one of those mornings, but I did get winded, so that means that I was definitely giving myself a good push. And as I'm in the jacket, I forgot, that I even had the sweater on, and the song's going. It's like hands in the air. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm having a good time. And then bikers come up behind me, and you kind of get embarrassed for a second.
You got to clarify which kind of bikers are we talking about?
Sorry, I'm on a jogging track. Cyclists. The cycles come by me. Yeah. And the dude gave me a thumbs up. He gave me I'm afraid it's written on my back. All the info's right there.
Team.
Yeah. And I was having a moment. How's that? I was having a good moment until I recognized some bikers were behind me, probably not wanting to go around me. Like, is this guy crazy? Is he just because I think it was Skylar that told me if you see one guy dancing alone, it looks crazy. If you see two people dancing together, you want to join them. It's a weird phenomenon. But
you might. I don't want to join anybody dancing.
Let me rephrase. It looks crazy when you see two people, one person dancing alone. It doesn't look crazy when you see two people dancing together. That's what I was trying to get to.
There you go. These cyclists, they like to refer to their bikes as fixies, fixed gear.
Yeah. Okay.
And I made the mistake of calling it a onesie. before, and they're not. They don't like that a whole lot. I found out.
It's not their. Is it acronym of choice? Is that the correct?
Well, it's not it's not an acronym, but yeah, I was like, "Hey man, cool onesie," and he looked at me all side eyed and had a few words, and I walked it back. I was like, "Hey, I'm not trying to start any trouble here. I'm just trying to give you a compliment. Same team, bro. I'm trying to pick you up." And he's like, "It's not a onesie. I'm not wearing it. Does it look like it has a zipper with booties?" I was like, "All right, well,
I thought
kind of now."
I thought you were talking about his bike.
I was talking about his bike. I called it a onesie.
Okay.
Because I thought that's what it was called, but it's not. It's a fixie.
Did he tell you fixie? No, bro, it's called a fixie, man.
He told me. That's exactly what he said.
No, he
it's not
didn't.
a onesie. It's a fixie.
Fixie.
Yeah. And I was like, what? I don't understand the difference. It's one gear, right? It's a fixed gear. Can it be a onesie and a fixie? Can we just agree to disagree?
Just tell that bro to undo his snaps in the middle and be fine.
Yeah, you need to tighten those biker shorts, or loosen those biker shorts. I think you're riding a little too tight there.
Loosen that helmet, homie. It's cool.
Yeah.
Have a good time. Bikes are interesting because I'm on the path a lot because the path is right. It's like right out here in front of the house. So I try to hit the path as quick as I can. But the bikes are interesting out there, man, because, I've ridden a bike and I know that you can stop. But of course, you're going 20. You don't want to stop for me and my kids. But it's always an interesting time on the bike trail. But most people are pretty cool. I think most people are pretty cool out there.
Well, if you were jogging and you had to come to a stop every time you had to go around someone, that'd be a little frustrating.
Yeah, I get it. Well, today, let's not skip the main event or the information. Duder, did you watch the Super Bowl?
I watched the Super Bowl. I had a lot of money bet on the Super Bowl. It was disappointing in both regards. It was a disappointing Super Bowl to watch. I made money, but I didn't. I came much closer to breaking even than I did come to retiring. Give
me a number on the Super Bowl. You're 40 ish, and so you probably did seen 30-ish Super Bowls of context. Give me a number, 1 to 10. Rank the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this for our Thursday show when we were doing the Super High Five.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to think, when did I really start paying attention?
Okay.
Like, obviously, I've been alive for 40 Super Bowls now. But I wasn't watching the Super Bowl in 1982. And if I was, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
So I think right around the late 80s, the 49ers dynasty with Joe Montana, 88, 89, somewhere in that time frame. So let's call it 30, what does that make? 32 years, something like that.
Okay.
So out of the 32 Super Bowls I've watched, I'm going to put this one in the bottom 5.
Ooh.
I don't have a firm ranking for you right now, but it's going to go in the bottom 5 of my enjoyment while watching it.
Is it Brady? Is that who did it?
Tom Brady. Yep.
Yeah. Would Brady agree with you that even though he gets to hold 7 rings, whatever. I mean, it was still.
I think this is Tom Brady's favorite Super Bowl. It's the first one. It's the first one he did without Bill Belichick.
Okay.
It's the first one he blew out the other team, like they just destroyed them from basically start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
And it's number 7. So now it's not even a conversation, is Tom Brady the best quarterback anymore? Now it's a conversation, is Tom Brady better than Michael Jordan?
Wow.
Is Tom Brady better than Tiger Woods, better than Serena Williams?
Wow.
So now I'm not saying he is G. I see G shaking his head. I'm not saying that he is, but I'm saying he's now in that conversation. You can't compare him to other football players anymore. Or at least other quarterbacks. He's so far and above everybody else at this point.
I swear we just came up with a new bit, and I want to throw it on very soon, and it's going to simply be Tom Brady or.
There you go.
I mean,
Tom Brady versus the field.
Hey, bro, who you want? Who you got? Who would you throw? Because I'm going to give this question to the next guest on our show, dude. Who are we throwing versus Tom Brady on an or. Who are you throwing versus Tom? I mean, give it a solid person next to him. But man's got 7 rings. His last game, he went ahead and celebrated before the game was over because he was like, he started getting cleaning off his hands with the Purell just so he can get that other, get that spot ready. He's not worried about a whole lot. Who you putting Tom Brady or?
I mean, I think right now it's Tom Brady or MJ. It's Tom Brady or Jordan.
Nobody else has a sports career that highlights themselves in such a way, whether MJ or Tom Brady. Those are your two.
Well,
different sports, but
yeah. So if you wanna break it down to just a basketball argument, I'm one of the few people. I know you don't. I know you don't.
Okay.
I'm gonna just make a sentence out of it and come back.
Okay.
If you want to break it down to just a basketball argument, I'm one of the few people who will say that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was better and or had a better career than Michael Jordan. But I understand.
You gonna make a lot of fans with that comment, or no? You make a lot of fans.
Not gonna make fans.
Okay, just
I understand. Maybe in LA.
Okay.
Maybe to some local listeners.
All right.
But I understand that the overwhelming majority will say that Michael Jordan is the GOAT, at least as far as basketball goes.
Okay.
So Brady has elevated himself to the pantheon. This is for G and his homework. Brady has elevated himself to the pantheon, not the Parthenon, because that would just be for Athena. Brady has elevated himself to the pantheon of sports GOATs. And so now you can no longer compare him to just his peers. You have to go outside of his sport. He's
shattered his own arena, is what you're saying. So you're beyond football if you're talking about Brady. Can you talk about Brady versus anybody else football history, or it still doesn't, nobody's got him?
Tom Brady has more Super Bowl victories than any other team in the history of the NFL.
Damn.
Now, keep in mind, he won 6 with the Patriots. Guess how many the Patriots have total?
6, obviously.
6.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Tom Brady has 7.
I'm Tom Brady. I'm Tom Brady, bro. Okay.
So you're at the point where you're comparing him to other franchises. It's not even just players. You're like, Tom Brady versus the Steelers. Well, the Steelers have 6. Well, Tom Brady has 7.
What's next for Tom Brady? Is he going to quit?
He said he was coming back. He said he was coming back for at least one more year. Now, look, I think this is the moment you ride off into the sunset, into glory. You just won. You just proved everybody wrong. You did it. It's the only time they ever had a team in the Super Bowl play in their home stadium, and it was Tom Brady's home stadium.
But Tom Brady was like, I don't give. You know what I'm saying? He came in there, he slapped him.
They've been telling Tom Brady to quit for 4 years, and all he's done is won 2 more Super Bowls.
And just to be clear, because I'm not keeping up, but all I can be is the hearsay. Okay, wasn't the other quarterback some badass rookie who was slapping people and just coming up, and everybody was like, y'all don't even know, this guy's coming up. Is that a real thing, or that wasn't really happening?
This is why I think the conversation becomes Tom Brady versus Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Because isn't that what Michael Jordan did? Every time they were like, here's the next MJ, Jordan just shut him down. He's like, oh, really? Watch, let me drop this 50 burger on him. Let's see if they're the next MJ. So you're right. You're exactly right. Everybody was saying Patrick Mahomes is the next GOAT. Yeah. He's going to be the one, if anybody, to surpass Brady. And, Patrick Mahomes only has 2 career playoff losses. Both of them are to Tom Brady.
That sucks.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, are you really, how are you going to say this dude's better than me now?
Yeah. Well, to all your success, Tom Brady, and to everything that you mean to sports and the people of sports, congratulations. And I really hope that
let me give you one more. Let me give you one more on
all
this. Right. So MJ came back and he played with the Wizards.
Yeah.
And we were all like, "Oh, don't do it, MJ! But you're gonna ruin our memories of you."
I was excited as hell when he came back because I just wanted to see him play, and I wanted to see him play versus Kobe. So yeah.
So if Michael Jordan had taken the Wizards to a championship, and in the championship he beat Kobe and the Lakers, that's what Tom Brady just did.
Wait. One more time. Sorry, you know me, dude. One more time.
If Jordan came back with the Wizards, old Michael Jordan,
and
came
beat.
back with the Wizards, took them to the NBA championship, and beat Kobe in the process. That is essentially what Tom Brady just did.
Are you saying that's just what happened?
That's what happened. But that's really what happened. It's not what had happened.
I mean, well, I mean, dude, I mean, I won't even question it, brother, because I've heard a lot about Mr. Brady, and we've obviously seen some of his success, so awesome job, Brady.
Like, I'll give it up. I'll give it up to the greats. I don't personally align my beliefs with Tom Brady.
Right.
I don't think he's that good of a person from some of the things I've seen.
Oh,
But I'll give credit where credit is due.
always
He's the greatest quarterback to ever pick up a football.
greatest football player of all time.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the quarterback's the most important. That's a different conversation, right? The quarterback's the most important position.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
But, Jerry Rice, Lawrence Taylor, Jim Brown, there's other people who have arguments.
Well, I'm sure that argument sounds like it's coming up fairly soon. I'm going to move over, dude, to a couple of questions I have here. I'm going to say this correctly. I have it written down. When is
Okay.
over the hill? When is that?
Right. Over the hill?
When is over the hill? Is it a hill of age? Is it a hill of like a something happens in your life and then that's the hill moment? Is it when is it? When is over the hill? And should you buy skis on the way down, or when is it? When is over the hill, dude?
I mean, instinctively, I want to say 40.
Okay.
But when I think about it, people were, and I'm not going to take this back to a conversation, but people were telling Tom Brady he was ill when he got to 40.
Well, yeah.
And my man's 43, 44, and he just won a Super Bowl.
Interesting hill.
But in everyday life, in your and my life,
okay,
when you to your 40s, assume you're nearing midlife crisis. If you went out and bought a Corvette right now, but he's gonna call that a midlife crisis.
They're gonna call that shitty payment is what they're gonna call it. I don't want to call a car a midlife crisis. A midlife crisis is something that goes wrong. You might buy a car to deal with your midlife crisis, to make you feel better.
Sure.
You might find yourself there, but your midlife crisis is something that's going on. And for some people, I would imagine a midlife crisis could be a lot of different things. I am in my midlife. I have had crises happen. Am I going to peg one? And is that going to put me down on my slide down the hill? And
well, so I say all of that. To say that it seems to me, in my experience, most of the time I relate that a midlife crisis being something that's happening in your 40s, which would tell me that that's expected to be the middle of your life, and everything after that would then be downhill, which would make that going over the hill, being over the hill, somewhere in your 40s. However, technology is advancing at rapid rates, as we've seen just in our lifetime, which means as technology expands, so do life expectancy. So it may be that for our generation, 50s is over the hill instead of 40s. I'm 39. I don't feel close to over the hill.
So when is over the hill is so we're just saying that the hill is just the amount of years that you expect to live. Is that our hill?
Well, so I think you have to define, is it an exact number or is it a feeling?
Well, I mean, it's a feeling, and it's not an exact number. In
which case, then it's one of those when you know.
Well, I guess the problem is that you never actually climb it, so going down it never looks the way it should. You're just walking through life. You weren't asking to be at the mid or the beginning. You're just there. You find yourself wherever you are, and then you have to ask yourself, well, am I at the top or am I still climbing? Or am I at the top or am I still climbing?
Well, you have a general sense though. You know that you don't wake up feeling the same way now as you did waking up feeling 20 years ago. You know, if you have a couple of drinks now, the morning's going to be different than it was 20 years ago.
Life has changed. Yes.
Right. So you may not be able to pinpoint it like today is the day I'm going to feel over the hill, but you will get to a time where you're like, kind of feeling a little old.
You know, I guess that might bring me to it. You know, I'm striving not to find the top of the hill. I guess in worrisome that going down proves something.
Mm-hmm.
And I like an uphill battle. I'm a person that enjoys an uphill battle versus a downhill. It's a little easier, and you just kind of go with it on a downhill. So, when is that over the hill situation to me is a phrase that young people say. I remember hung out with a guy who was a little younger than us, and it was so cool. We were all having a good time. It was the end of the night. I don't know, it was like 15 people. Of course, it was 2 years ago before COVID. And everybody in the room is a little older. Everybody out there's, maybe some of us are in the 60, and maybe some of us are 40, and maybe some of us are 30. We're a ranged up crowd. And this guy, was hanging out. He's about in his 20s somewhere. At the end of the night, he turns to everybody and he looks out and he's like, you know what? I never knew it, but you guys, it's really cool hanging out with some old people. And everybody looked at the guy. And everybody looked. You're like, what happened, bro? Like, what did we do? Did we offend you in some way? I mean, we were all having fun, and he felt so bad. But in that moment, we and him both recognized, bro. I mean, it's just not something you say. And he was young enough to be like, oh man. But it was a real moment, and all of us were like, man. I guess you are 60, and I guess I am 40, and I guess you are 30. We all started looking at each other differently for a moment inside of that because it was called out. Whereas in 5 minutes ago, we were just here. We were just hanging out and talking and having a good time. And I don't know. I guess it makes me think about over the hill. I've talked to folks that have claimed to be over the hill. I've talked to people that claimed that there's no such thing. So. I guess if I ever I'm trying to put my mindset around a dude of that hill and which side of it I am on, whether I'm going to storm it to the top or come down.
I mean, I'm trying to hold off that hill for as long as I can. I'm taking supplements, exercise. I might start taking steroids here in a couple of years, or they advertise M Drive on the radio around here. So I don't know if you guys get that in Southern California, but it's like basically to me, it sounds like a legal steroid. They market it as a supplement, but it's like, are you getting what is this? You're having a hard time keeping up with your 20 or 30-year-old coworkers or sons. I take M Drive every morning, and I'm like, man, let's start. I'm getting to the age where I start to hear those commercials. I'm like, maybe I should. Maybe I need to get this free trial.
That's strongly specific. Are you having a problem keeping up with your coworkers around the ages of 20?
It's like this scientist invented it so he could keep up with his 20-year-old sons on the bike trail or something like that. If you don't want to slow down and you want to keep pushing in life, try M Drive or something. Like, I don't want to keep plugging this supplement, but I'm just saying, if you want to send me some free ones, as a sample, as a trial period, we can maybe work something out.
As long as it's steroids.
As long as it does what they're advertising it to do. It doesn't have to be steroids. Okay. It just has to make me feel like I can compete with the 20 and 30-somethings.
And what if the 20 and 30-somethings start taking it?
See, I've been wanting to take this since I was 35, and my partner's like, no, don't do it. And so I told her, like, if I can hold out till I'm 40, then I'm just going to do it. Like, we're just going to have an argument about it.
That's funny because I need to feel better. I'm with it. I get it. Okay, I got two more questions for you, dude. Because I need to answer this one. I need to answer this question, dude. When is COVID over? When? I just need a date.
Oh,
I just need a date, bro. I just need a. When is because I got shit I want to do, bro. I don't know about you, and I've I've been doing a little bit of research. I got online. I was checking out season of the news. Bro, I can't quite figure out when they have it scheduled to be over. The president came on. He was talking about pushing schools to be open again. And I was like, so COVID's over? And my wife's like, no. And I'm like, okay, fine. And so, I was just wondering, dude, maybe sometimes you've been able to help me out in life. When is COVID over?
I think, unfortunately, it's a lot like being over the hill, and there's not a date. You'll know it when you know it. It'll be a feeling. You'll walk outside. You'll be around your friends. You'll be in a public place, and you'll be like, well, maybe I don't feel like I'm gonna have to worry about this for the next 2 weeks. But ultimately, I think the answer you're looking for is when we get to
Tuesday. Oh, sorry.
70%, when we get to today. Yeah. when we get to 70% herd immunity, which is either through vaccinations or people getting it and developing the antibodies, or I don't know how I'm not a scientist. I don't know how they ultimately count and get to the 70%.
Well, dude,
I know that based on everything I've read, that's the number.
You see, you were saying you weren't a scientist, but you have a microphone and you're on YouTube, so you sound pretty educated to me. Yeah. For me, bro, granted, I want a date. I want it to be like, December 12th. I want an actual date that we could say COVID's over. And the problem is that you've picked up habits one way or the other, good, bad, or the other, between the start of what you call COVID and today. And I don't know where those habits fit in my daily, based upon what I'm trying to decide COVID is or isn't over. And COVID's, the slogan is COVID's not going anywhere. It's here to stay. That's the slogan. That's what they say, which I believe in the context of what they're trying to say is, we're not going to be able to get rid of this one. This one's going to be around.
You think about measles are here to stay.
Right.
You just get vaccines for them.
Right. And so I feel like COVID and other respiratory diseases that are like COVID are here to stay, and the normalcy is here. And in other countries, this has been a normalcy thing more than ours. But so it's here. Like, happy birthday, COVID. You know what I mean? We fucking did it for a year, and now that some things are normal, I'm starting to look at nexts. That's how I know that COVID's been here long enough, because I'm like, next Christmas, it's gonna, next Easter, it's gonna, next New Year's, this is gonna, and so now I'm in my next category. So now I'm starting to, so when is it over or it's not? And obviously the answer is, as you gave me, very unclear. So congratulations on your politician courses, but I'm trying to figure out when it is COVID is over. And I agree with you. And I think that it has everything to do with feelings. And it's dumb and unscientific as that sounds. If you are too scared to go outside because you think COVID's outside, COVID's not over for you. If you are walking around without a mask in public libraries, pretty sure COVID's not a big thing for you. I think COVID's over for you. But
COVID's been over for you.
COVID's been over for you, right? Or you've been over COVID, one or the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to get over COVID because I don't believe that that's a real thing. However, I would like to, live with COVID, and in that I mean live instead of quarantine as often as we do. But to give my note, there's for COVID, it felt like they shut off the light at the end of the tunnel, and then for a while it really felt like they made the tunnel longer. And then they felt like they put glass in the floor just to make it funny. But slowly but surely, they've been adding, what are those little batteries you find in your car opener, your garage door opener? They've been adding those little circle batteries just to start pumping just a tiny bit of light and power at the end of the tunnel.
Get a little light at the end of the tunnel.
Dang, right? But slowly and surely, it's starting to feel that way. But the problem is my mind and my feelings are conflicted. Because I've been tricked before, what I feel and what I'm seeing and what I know, it just doesn't always necessarily line up these days. But anyways, when's COVID over? I'm sure we'll get and check mark that one.
Well, I mean, the short answer is when the easiest, I guess,
Tuesday?
way to tell is you track the vaccinations, and when they offered the vaccines for the frontline workers,
Mm-hmm.
and people over what 80 or something, and then it
65.
was people over 65,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was people immunocompromised, and I think that the groups that they're starting to vaccinate, they're working their way to, I don't want to say normal, but to young, healthy people.
Yeah.
And once you start vaccinating younger, healthy people,
Yeah.
that's when that light at the tunnel is all of a sudden you're going to get that spotlight
Yeah.
instead of the little pen light.
I agree with you. Dude, you know what? I just want to let you know you made me feel a lot better. I just appreciate that. That made me feel better. I'm going to sleep better tonight.
I appreciate it. Well, I'll tell you one more thing on COVID
cool.
is that I went out this weekend. We went out and grabbed a drink.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And it was outdoors.
Woo.
Open air.
Oh,
wow. I put my mask on in between sips of my drink because I'm that guy.
Yeah.
And so for me, I don't think it's over.
Right.
Like the whole time I was out, I was in the back of my mind like, how worth it is this?
Mm-hmm.
Is the tacos were good, but I'm putting my mask on in between every bite.
Right.
The drinks were delicious. It was so nice to have somebody else make a drink for me.
Right.
I would have paid $30 a drink.
Right.
Just because I wasn't the one making
right.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I'm still putting my mask on in between every sip.
Right. And
so you start to wonder, like,
yeah,
should I be doing this? How worth it is it? Knock on wood, we're going to be okay, hopefully. But I think once you're able to do those things, once rational people are able to do those things without fearing the consequences, then that's when COVID will be over.
Feeling over, anyways. Well, dude, I got only one more question, then we're going to go to break. Part of our two-part series this week, we're going to give a shot. So my last question for you, dude, is a straightforward question. Why are you so awesome?
Oh, man.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hit you with it. Hit you with the blinders, bro. Why are you so awesome, dude? I've known you for quite a while, and I'm sure you have your low days and your high days. But as a whole, you're pretty awesome, dude. Why are you so awesome, dude?
A lot of people ask me this.
I'm sure.
And and I don't have a good answer. It starts with, and it's gonna sound like I'm being fake humble, but I'm not. I don't think I'm awesome. There are days. There are moments when I think I am the shit. The literal definition, good or bad.
Like look it up in the dictionary. Look it up in the dictionary, and just a picture of the dude cheesing. Right?
There's a picture of me.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's what they mean when they say this dude's the shit.
Yeah.
But there are more days, vastly more days, where I don't feel that way. But this is the humble part of it. But to bring it full circle, if I were to give you an answer, I think it's because I am typically honest and transparent and upfront, and I'll tell you what I'm thinking, and I won't judge you for what you're thinking or how you're feeling. I will give you at least a chance to explain yourself before I start in on my judgments of you.
Well, dude,
I think a lot of this world judge first and then expect you to talk them out of it. And so me judging second, I think comes across as being awesome.
I couldn't agree with you more. I want to kiss you, but you're, through the lens. That's amazing. Because you're an amazing guy. Dude, I mean, you sound that you sit so humble. But you're a really amazing fellow. And just so you know, and now you have reasons to back it up and prove it. Because you're awesome. Good for you.
There you go.
You're a nice guy. We like you, dude. All right. We're going to get out of here and go to break. Should I take him home with the bike, or should I take him home with the boxers? Which direction we want to go there?
Oh,
Dude?
I think oh shits.
Oh, that's right. I'm all about the O shits. We're gonna see you guys on tomorrow, and we're gonna check the O shits. We still got a whole other segment that we're gonna do right after this commercial, and it'll air tomorrow. So check us out on a 2-part series. Oh shit, boxers. Hey, look at that! I caught an paper airplane. Can't say paper airplane, evidently. Let me read the note here on this paper airplane, dude. It says,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, boxers." Have you heard of these?
No, I have not.
Huh. It's just a paper airplane letter. It says, "Oh shit, boxers. The only boxers you need in case you." Well, that's interesting. Maybe I think they come in a couple different colors. Yellow, green, and black.
Ooh.
Yeah. For some reason they don't come in brown. I don't know why. Well,
I'm gonna question the green ones, but the black seems like that's a solid color.
yeah. I mean, probably something good to have in case in case you need it. But hey, check them out. Oh shit, boxers. There it is. If you guys are still sticking around, we're going to be back for a 2-part series tomorrow, and we're going to film that second half of this 2-part. We got a couple more questions for Dude, and we will see you guys tomorrow as part of this 2-part series. Dude, any more before we head out?
Zip it up and zip it out.
I love it. Peace.